What are the key market trends impacting on the development of mobile technology and mobility solutions?
Mobility is something that's just taking over our lives. We've gone from a situation where people worked offline and they had what they needed in the office. When they're out in the field, things were different, to a situation where people just carry everything with them wherever they go. And that means that basically office applications need to be equally available in the field. And that's the biggest single change that we're seeing everywhere. People expect to be fully connected at all points, at all times.
What are the key challenges that businesses are facing when they're implementing mobile technology and mobility solutions?
I think today it's more about making sure that there's really strong usability for the end user. People are expecting that with regards to mobile solutions now that they have ubiquitous access, they have the same type of applications in the field as they have in the office. They need to be user-friendly and they need to give real-time information to the end user. So it's now all about making sure that you can get your office systems into the field.
What are businesses doing to overcome these challenges?
I think what businesses are trying to do today is make sure that they can provide the end user, their end user, with as much information as possible to ensure that the customer experience is as good as possible. Customers today are increasingly demanding, as rightly they should be. They're consumers and they are expecting high levels of customer service. The best way of doing that, obviously, is to use modern technology to make sure they get what they want when they've been promised that they're going to get it. Something that in the past that perhaps wasn't necessarily quite as important to businesses because they felt that they could get away with giving the consumer what the company thought the consumer wanted. Today, in a world of growing social networking and information passing around, the consumer's got power, which they're demanding from the company.
What's your main takeaway from this year's exchange? What have you learnt so far?
There's an awful lot of information passing around in the exchange at the moment. What I'm certainly seeing is, first and foremost, companies are taking the voice of the customer a lot more seriously. So people are starting to seriously invest in making sure that the customer has that voice and that the customer experience is being improved. Secondly, there's an awful lot of technology out there to customers, to their customers. I guess the biggest challenge I would see if you're actually a company looking to improve your customer experience is, where do you start? Where do you get the biggest possible return? How do you put the biggest smile on your customer's face with the limited amount of resource or opportunity that you have? And how do you move quickly? Because people, as I say, are expecting change in a very radical way. I'm seeing a lot of different things at the exchange, and I think there's a lot of very interesting developments going on.
If you could highlight a few of the key aspects of the meeting that you've found so far that have been most beneficial to you and to your team.
I think what's really good about the exchange is that it brings together real-life vendors with real-life users in a way that the decision makers can talk to the people who really have something to offer to them on a one-to-one basis. And I know a lot of people say that that happens at different conferences. It's very reassuring for me to see people here who really do have the budgets, they do have the opportunities, and they have the interest. And I think that from that point of view, it's a bit like a dating agency. You can get people together in a way that is very, very positive for both sides.